I keep waiting for someone to realize that I'm a fraud, or at least for someone to finally notice that I don't actually belong here. Why does it feel like somehow everybody else got the manual for navigating through life and I'm just over here improvising? I know you felt this too. Even though our lives look very different, the feeling is the same. You compare yourself constantly. You downplay compliments. You feel guilty resting. Over time, these thoughts have turned us into perfectionists, believing that mistakes mean failure. Procrastinators because starting something new feels terrifying. We over-prepare everything because being underprepared feels dangerous. We stay small, silent, and invisible because attention feels risky. And some of us achieving endlessly, hoping the next accomplishment will finally make us feel worthy. But that feeling never lasts. So the question stays in the back of our mind, quietly, constantly. Will I ever truly belong in the rooms I work so hard to get in? For most of my life, I felt like an imposter. When I said this to a friend recently, she told me she felt the same. In every role, in every room. I said it to other people ever since. Almost everyone agrees. We've all been winging it. Nobody truly knows anything with full certainty, and we make judgment calls about work, about who we are, about what to do next. And it's like we take the next step almost blindly. The condition was identified in 1978 by two psychologists working with high achieving women who could not internalize their own competence. These women attributed everything they had accomplished to either luck or timing and lived in this kind of insane, quiet fear of eventually being outed. Nearly 50 years of research has followed, but now we talk about imposter syndrome like it's some sort of personal flaw. Like if we were just more confident, more talented, more legitimate, it would just all go away. But it doesn't. So, how about I take a quick look back how I got here? It's been over 10 years since I got my engineering degree, and I remember the first time I started working, I didn't feel worthy. So, I would sit in meetings as the only black female engineer and take notes, make sure I wasn't visible. Back then, I didn't know what this feeling was called, but the advice that I got was keep your head down. Imposter syndrome had me quietly questioning whether I could add any value or if I was just a diversity hire. Fast forward now, we're in 2026, 4 companies later, and I thought I could outrun this feeling. Like perhaps if I joined a government agency or got my MBA, I would finally find my place, my people. You'd think being wiser, I would understand how to manage these negative thoughts, but self doubt creeps in all the time. So I did what all imposters do best: self sabotage. I stopped doing my MBA after about a year, having gotten at least 2 distinctions. And now, my current job, I'm just doing the minimum so I don't have to fail. The real question becomes, how do we unlearn the negative patterns that imposter syndrome has taught us? Because we definitely can't just speak it into existence. Here are 3 things that the author of The Secret Thoughts of Successful Women recommended. The first one bad day does not make you a failure. That small shift creates a psychological distance between who you are and what happened to you. I just got out of a standard team meeting. It happens every single week, but I noticed something like this week and all the other weeks that this has been happening. I feel like I'm sitting in a session named Scrutinize Dimple's Work. And I mean, obviously, nobody's going to spend an hour just talking about Dimple and how bad she is. That's counterproductive. But that's what those sessions feel like. I've woken up now to the reality that that's my imposter syndrome talking. Like, nobody is trying to make me feel bad. In actual fact, they're trying to improve the things that I'm doing. And nobody's ever saying, oh, that was shitty work. Like, they always are saying, okay, you've done well, but here are the next steps, and this is how you can do a little bit better, a little bit faster. But my insides just feel like throwing up. Like, if I could if I could just throw my laptop away, I would, or just like bury myself into a hole. I just struggle getting feedback because everything that I hear or that I think I'm hearing sounds like I'm doing everything bad. Obviously, just the perfectionist in me, it's not real. It's just not real. The second is tracking results, not exhaustion. Because sometimes we convince ourselves that overworking is ambition. The superhero mentality is one that has plagued a lot of us. So we've been told that we have to work 10 times harder, right? And granted, our history, yes, has disadvantaged us, so it's made us think that. But that's the psychological trap. Working harder literally means putting in more effort to achieve a goal. But if the goal can be achieved in a different way that doesn't include you spending 2 more hours every single evening, working weekends, not taking breaks for yourself, not going to the doctor to get checkups, then who really is benefiting? Is it you? It can't be you, because your body is literally disintegrating for the sake of a job, for the sake of a position, for the sake of a title. And if you must be honest, your counterpart is doing half as much. I mean, when it's time to clock out, they clock out, but you're still clocked in, and that's because of imposter syndrome. We need to reframe our mindset on success, because it's not about the amount of hours we spend doing something, because that just equates to burnout. Success is working smarter, using the degrees, using the experience to get the outcome that needs to be achieved. It's got nothing to do with spending 50 hours on something. Finally, we need to allow ourselves to be beginners, because every new space comes with awkwardness and uncertainty, moments where we don't know what we're doing. That's not failure, that's just learning. The best advice I read recently was that real professionals are the ones that don't know everything. They're just the ones that know how to find the answers and act anyway. What I wish my colleague would have told me 10 years ago was that I should embrace this time, that nobody around me is expecting me to know everything, that this is my opportunity to learn, make mistakes, and grow. I'm not sitting here pretending that I've fully figured out my imposter syndrome, but what I'm learning is healing is not about becoming perfect. What it's actually about is realizing that being imperfect never made me a failure.